Hey, Allison Cram here. How you doing today? It's been a while since I've made a video, and there's been a lot going on. I think down the road I'll get into that and kind of explain the journey that has been going on the last several months. But suffice it to say, there's just been a lot going on, and I just have been trying to kind of regroup and figure out exactly what it is that are the most important things for me to accomplish in my life, in my business. What impact do I want to make on the world, and how do I want to make an impact on the world? And what things I want to share that will be a benefit to. I want always to be totally real in what I share with you, and for it to be something that's authentic that you can also gain value from. And so as I've gone through the last few months about what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it and everything, I've come to the point where I truly, in the heart of my hearts, the number one thing for me is that I want to get in the very best health of my life. And for me, I've done a lot of reading, I've done a lot of studying, I've taken a lot of classes. I grew up with a lot of knowledge about healthful living and different things like that. I've actually lived pretty healthfully most of my life. There have been times when it hasn't been. But even though I ate by and large fairly healthfully, obviously it was not what it needed to be, because I've put on a lot of weight. And so for me, to be healthy isn't just to be. And I know people that are in every single weight category that are unhealthy, and they seem to experience a lot of illness, and they experience a lot of depression, and they seem to experience a lot of lack of energy and no motivation, and they just feel blah all the time. But yet I know people that are in every health or in every weight category that also have energy and that have optimism, and they are very rarely ever ill, if ever. And so I know that being truly healthy is more than just weighing a certain amount. But my goal, Dr. Susan Pierce Thompson talks about being in your right size body and being happy, thin, and free. And so for me, part of that is to be totally in my optimal health is, yes, to be in my right size body, to be, for me, that's about 145 to 150 pounds. And also, though, for me, I know that part of being healthy for me is, I forgot my selfie sticks. I'm just holding this by my hand. But I know that part of it for me also is to live a lifestyle that is 100% raw, plant-based. And what that means is I only eat items that are grown, things that come from plants, and they are 100% raw and in their natural state, as much in their natural state as possible. And a lot of people, when I say that, they're like, oh, that's so extreme. And it's not. If you search on the internet, you find there are a lot of people who are having amazing results being 100% raw. There are people who are extreme athletes that are 100% raw plant-based. There are people who are professional athletes that are 100% raw plant-based. There are people all over the world that live this way and live it for years. I know one gentleman, I was reading his story, he was in his 60s, and he had been 100% raw and plant-based for about 30 years or more. And he was a bodybuilder, and he is in extremely good health and shape. And so I do know that it's possible. I also know it's possible from my own experience. I lived 100% raw plant-based for about 6 months several years ago, back in 2000, what was it, 2008 and 2009. And I'd never had so much energy before. The my excess weight was just coming off. Like, I didn't even think about it. I never counted calories. I had so much energy, and I had enthusiasm. I wanted to get out. I wanted to walk. I wanted to go to the gym. I was happy. I saw life was optimistic, and so many positive things from just eating 100% raw plant based. And so what happened? I got really busy. I ended up moving, and in the process, I didn't plan, because it does take commitment and it takes planning in our culture to eat 100% raw plant based. And the reason for that is we don't live in a culture that's like that. We live in a culture that's fast food and get it quick and go out to dinner, and you go to restaurants, and aside from salads, there's hardly anything you can get that's plant based and raw. And so, in order to maintain this lifestyle, it takes a lot of planning. It takes a commitment. It's not a diet that when I get to a certain weight or anything, they'll quit. And no, this is a lifestyle choice that I want for the rest of my life. And so what I plan to do with this channel moving forward is I want to document the transformation in my life as I go through this process. And in addition to that, I want to share with you the tricks, how I've succeeded, the resources that I've used, the trainings that I've gone through, the different kinds of books that I've read, the YouTube channels that I follow. I just want to share with you the research that's out there that shows that, one of the healthiest diets really is 100% plant-based. And the closer to raw you can be, the better, and why that is. And I want to share with you how, when we get back to eating the diet that we were originally created to eat, when you think about what humankind initially ate when they were first created, it was raw fruits, nuts, grains, and vegetables. And so when you think about that, you think about, and they didn't cook it, and so you think about, well, if that's what we are intended to eat, then what about now? And so I do believe that there is so much health benefit to eating 100% raw plant-based diet, and so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And so in the weeks and months ahead, you'll be able to be on this journey with me and follow through in this process as I learn, as I perfect it. I know that one of the downfalls that I often run into for me is I get bored with it. I just do smoothies all the time, and I just do the same things because they're easy. And so I've never really been one that enjoys cooking and baking and stuff. I'm okay at it, and there are things that I make that are really good or whatever, but it's not something I've ever loved and enjoyed that much. And so for me, what I want to do is I want to share with you how I overcome that boredom, and how do I add things in that will keep me from being getting off track and planning ahead. And so as I start, I know that there are a few bright lines. And what I mean by a bright line is it is a line that I will not cross. It is a line that I will always hold firm to. And so one of those bright lines is absolutely no sugar, and another one is absolutely no flour. The other bright line is that I have to create automaticity into my diet, which means instead of eating what I feel like, I'm going to eat what I said I was going to eat. And so every day I will write down exactly what I'm going to eat the next day. And I'll just keep it in a little notepad or on my phone. I haven't figured out exactly which way to do that. And so that's one of the other bright lines, is automaticity built in through writing down today what I'm going to eat tomorrow, and then holding myself to that. Another bright line is obviously 100% plant-based and raw. And so those four things. And then the fifth thing, so there's 5 bright lines. The fifth thing is to spend at least a half hour every day walking, and building up to the point where I'm doing a minimum of 10 to 15,000 steps a day every single day, not just 3 days a week or 4 days a week. I think we need that every single day. And so those are my 5 bright lines, and I will publish those below, and I'll let you know on a regular basis how that's going. And I have an app on my phone. It's called Did You Break Your Chain, or break or the chain, or something like that. And you can keep track of, it takes 66 days to develop a habit. And so you can mark off every day, and it tells you how many days in a row. And so I'm going to start that. Tomorrow is day 1. I've not written my food down yet. I have it here, but I will by tonight. I'll have it written down. And tomorrow will be day 1 to keep these bright lines. And so my 66-day habit is to keep these bright lines. And so I hope you'll join me on this journey. I hope that you'll be motivated and inspired to think about your own health. What is optimal health for you? As you think about your weight, as you think about your energy, as you think about your lifestyle, as you think about your relationships, as you think about emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, all of those areas, what does optimal health look like for you? And I have spent quite a bit of time over the last couple weeks, couple months actually, thinking and envisioning that in my head, and I have it written down, the things that I'll be able to do once I've done that. I've written down what my life will be like and how it will look. How will it be better? What things will be different in my life? And as we go along, I'll share these things with you. But I just wanted to start today with letting you know this channel is taking a little bit of a change in direction. I hope you'll stay with me. I hope you'll comment below. I hope you'll let me know your thoughts. I hope that you will be with me and support me and encourage me in this. And if there's questions you have, please write them in the comment section below. I will check in on those every single day and respond to those. And also share it with your friends. If you have friends or family that you think might be inspired also by following on this journey with me, please be sure to share it with them. And please feel free to subscribe and hit that bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, it will be there for you. Anyway, that's it for today, and I look forward to this journey ahead with you, and I can't wait to share with you how day 1 goes. Take care.